Hello, welcome to another episode of Young and Single. My name is Hannah, and over the past couple of weeks, we have been going through a series entitled Young and Single. This series was inspired by a book I wrote, and the book is entitled Young and Single. Young and single because many young people who are yet to get married or enter any meaningful relationship are at usually the prime of their lives, and at this age and stage of their life, when they are properly mentored and guided, they take decisions that transform their lives permanently. Today, we want to be discussing a very interesting topic called dating. I like that. Dating. When we talk about dating, many young people get super excited. In my part of Africa, where I come from, many people, when we talk of dates, think of a relationship that is actually binding. And so it's an intimate relationship with an opposite sex where they may want to know each other better, and when they are Christians, want to progress to marriage. In other parts of the world, when we talk of dating, it's two people who decide to fix a date where they would go out and have lunch and have a drink and ice cream and get to interact better and improve as friends. Now for today, I want to talk about dating. And the topic is actually dating a very special person. Now, dating is so exciting, especially when you were young. Your hormones are developing. You meet somebody you are really attracted to, and you would love to spend time in that person's company. It's beautiful when you meet the right person and you are able to have a healthy interaction with him or her. Now, before you ever take that step of dating somebody, many young people sadly fail to do this one thing. They fail to meet a very important person who transforms this whole dating experience. Can you guess who I'm talking about? Yes, I'm talking about a person called you. Dating you. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Yes. The first person I normally recommend for you to date is yourself. When you go on a date, normally what do? You ask the person, so tell me about yourself. So sit with yourself and find out. Tell me about yourself. Who are you? The person speaking. What are your expectations in life? What are your academic, social, spiritual, marital, financial expectations? What are your dreams, realistic and unrealistic ones? One of the dreams I've always had was to go scuba diving. But in my part of the world, it's quite an unrealistic dream, but I pray one day I'll be able to achieve that. It's still in my bucket list. What are the things you hate in life generally? And things that you do easily, things that you love? What are the things that rub you the wrong way? What's very unique about you? What is it you know about yourself that makes you unique? What can you tolerate about yourself? If you were to live with yourself for the rest of your life, would you be able to tolerate yourself? What are the things you need most? If somebody wants to offer you something, what do you need? What are the things that bring out the energy in you, positive and negative? What are your strengths? What are your skills? What's your story? Everybody has a story. Your upbringing, your interests, your experiences, all these things have made up your story. What's your story? What advantages have you had in life? Economic, academic, social, spiritual, financial? Have you thought of these questions yourself? Remember, we are talking about dating you, so you are having time with yourself. You could actually buy a drink for yourself whilst you are asking and reflecting on these questions. Or an ice cream if that's what you prefer. Or you could sit by the beach. But whichever way, remember, you are having a date with yourself. What has been the socioeconomic class in which you grew up? Poverty, middle or low income class brackets, high class to middle income brackets, or extremely high class brackets? What have been the social interactions you've had all over your life? Now, assuming you find yourself on the opposite end, how would your life have been different? Meaning, if you grew up poor, you have maybe learned to be humble, gentle, and then hoping and wishing things fall your way. Now, assuming you had grown up wealthy, would you still be humble? If you grew up wealthy, economically stable, assuming you were poor, would you still be as knowledgeable and as assertive as you are? Take away the filters and ask yourself, independent of your upbringing, what would you be? Everything you claim to be one day will surely be tested. There's a story in the Bible that challenges me each time of a man called Job. Job faced a challenge, and anybody who has read the Bible knows that Job was a wealthy man with children, with a wife, with responsibility societally, and he lost everything. When everybody was accusing him that he has done something, Job insisted that he was righteous before God. That aspect of Job's life challenges me so much and causes me each time I read Job to reflect deeply. Why was he so insistent and convinced that he knew he was righteous? I believe that he was intentional about his life. I believe that he was committed to the Lord. I believe that he was intentional about making sure that his years of sojourning on earth were lived to please the Master and the King of Kings. Can you or I say that like Job did? Remember, we are dating a very important person called you. Now, after you have done and asked yourself these very questions I'm asking, it will help you to, one, crystallize your beliefs. It will help you to narrow down on your needs. It will help you to find out what exactly you want out of life. That way, when you meet somebody and somebody asks you what you want, it's so easy to be able to tell what you want. It's very sad to find out that many people really don't know what they want in life, irrespective of age. Find out for me. Ask a few people these questions I have asked you. What do you want and what's your greatest need? What are your expectations in life? It takes people sometimes 10 seconds, 15, 20, or a whole minute to try to think through their needs. It means these are not issues that are top on their list because they haven't carefully thought through them. Now, why will people rarely do this activity? What do I mean? Why will people not date themselves? You know why? Because self is not good company enough. They find themselves boring. Seriously, if you are not good company for yourself, who should be company for you? I mean, think about it. They don't like what they see about themselves. They don't like who they are. Now, if you don't like who you are, why don't you work on yourself? You admire people, you admire celebrities, you watch others whom you wish you could be like. So do something for yourself. It is very important to do that. Now, with all this information that I've given to you, once this important person called you has been appreciated, understood, and then clearly the needs and expectations are known, there's a very vital aspect that I would want to touch on. We are spirits, we read from God's word, with souls and live in a body. So I am a spirit, I have a soul, and I live in a body. But there's a very important aspect of my life that, irrespective of all the time I spend with myself, I may not know. I may never get to understand who I really am. And that's why the psalmist said in Psalm 139 verse 23 and 24, he says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts." If we also continue to read, Paul said in Romans 7:15, "I do not understand what I do, for I want to do what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do." To tell you that as much as you may spend time with yourself, there are things about yourself you would never know. At this point, the only person who can really show you who you really are is God. You know why? He created you. And that's why David said in Psalm 51, "Create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me." He made this prayer when he had sinned. when as a king he had committed adultery with Bathsheba, and he had been told that he was going to be punished, and he was crying out to the Lord in mercy and for help. We may do an examination of ourselves, we may date ourselves, but there are certain areas of our life we may never know. This exercise is simple, but it's also complicated. You know why? Like I said earlier, self is not good company for many people. And many people really don't want to see who they really are because they may not like who they meet. But once you can do this exercise and you can appreciate who you are, you can maximize your strengths, you can maximize your potentials, and you can bring it before the Lord and ask Him to help you know yourself and be a better person. You are now ready to meet that opposite sex that you believe you are highly attracted to. Watch the next video where we will be learning about how to prepare to meet that date you have been dying to meet. I believe it has been another exciting session today. My name is Hannah. I've enjoyed these sessions and I've enjoyed your feedback. Like the video, subscribe in case you haven't, and share with many, many more people. God bless you. Thank you.